crashed to the ground and sent a spray of pebbles onto her shoes. Heart hammering against her ribs, she glanced upward again and reconsidered going inside. Spiders or ghosts were now the least of her worries. Having a ceiling collapse in on her, on the other hand. "Get me through this," she said to the man upstairs through clenched teeth. "And I'll never drink tequila again." Yes, tequila. All bad ideas started with tequila, and usually ended with them, too. After work on Wednesday, she'd allowed herself to be talked into a celebratory shot and beer night by her mostly well-meaning coworkers. They'd just won the bid on Reginald London Superstores. The first would open in Ohio in June of next year, and their winning interior design drawing had been chosen over at least 12 other big-name firms. London was a huge coup for Cameron Designs, and the account would bring in more profit than Lily's best friend Joni Cameron had seen since she and her husband Clive launched their firm a little over 2 years ago. Lily was beyond proud of her friends, who deserved every good thing that came their way. It had taken them nearly 3 months of late nights and working on weekends to complete the proposal, but their team prevailed as the little foursome that could. Then there was the matter of her co-designer, asshat Marcus Black. Though a consummate prankster, the man was an integral part, if not the superior cog, of knocking this one out of the park. But it didn't mean she had to swoon over him like the rest of the female population. Just thinking of him raised her hackles. His know-it-all attitude, his cocky better-than-you-half smile, the train of blondes he paraded at the annual Retail Space Design Dinner every year. This year, he would be accepting the coveted Designer of the Year award. If the award were judged on personality, she was sure he'd have lost to someone far more pedigreed. And now she was being mean. She couldn't help it. She'd been vying for that award since the start of her career 4.5 years ago, and was sure that this year she'd nailed it. Add that to the fact she'd lost a recent tit-for-tat contest with the man, and she had more than a few wounds to lick. So Marcus wasn't quite the asshat she'd like to continue convincing herself he was, and honestly, there were times when his half-smile stirred parts of her below the skirt better left unmentioned, and that know-it-all attitude and string of sharp-barbed jokes often came with a good-natured grin, punctuated by a deep dimple in one cheek. Her heart fluttered as she thought of him now, and she immediately chastised herself. Attractive or not, dating her coworker was strictly off-limits. Forever. If she ever expected to be respected, to win the RSD Designer of the Year award for herself, she couldn't think with her girl parts. She was more brains than boobs, no matter what her ex thought of her. Still, she'd let her imagination cross a line on occasion. Like on one particularly late night when she and Marcus were hovering over several designs and a few containers of Kung Pao chicken. She'd watched in awe as he'd slid his pencil over a fresh sheet of paper, sketching the design that would be the one London preferred better than all of the others. Retail space layout wasn't the sexiest of interior architecture, but Marcus wore it well. His capability spoke for itself, and watching that undeniably masculine hand dusted in dark hair move across the paper was like watching a painter capture a sunset with amazing accuracy. She'd leaned over him, captivated, while his aftershave tingled her senses, and his deep voice penetrated her shell. The rare moment of amicable peace between them made her wonder if she'd misjudged him initially. Whatever. She needed to believe that Marcus, with his serial dating history and captivating brand of charm, was no different than the other talented, good-looking jerks she'd dated in the past. Then she could avoid him.